Hello everybody. Thank you for the introduction. My name is Natasha Simons. It's fantastic to be here as well with so many amazing speakers, so thank you for having me. So I am a science performer and demonstration builder. What I do is I present shows, I talk to people about science, and I also make science demonstrations. So if you've ever switched on your television, maybe you've seen an experiment or something go bang, somebody has to design, develop, and coordinate that behind the scenes. So in the name of stage and television science, I have helped make a record-breaking lemon battery. I have put, get my slides up, there we go. That's me, brilliant. I have put a cow, a sheep, and a goat in a lift. Thankfully not actually at the same time. And I have also helped make a giant Rube Goldberg machine for the Royal Institution Christmas lectures. What this is an unnecessarily complicated machine with a line of different things that set each other off in a big sequence. And we made one the size that went around a whole building. You might ask, why? Why would you choose to do something that sounds like it would be so much hard work? Well, I actually found a quote on the internet, which was a rehash of a famous Kennedy speech, "We choose to go to the moon," and I thought it summed it up quite nicely. So I did it not because it was easy, but because I thought it would be easy. So I'll be honest, I don't think anyone thinks that that's going to be easy, but I had lots of people telling me that it would be too difficult, it would be too hard. And science and engineering are actually filled with examples of people doing things that others have told them that they couldn't. At one point, experts believed that heavier-than-air flight was impossible, and yet we have aeroplanes. So, I say if you want to do something, even if it's as mad as a Rube Goldberg machine, I say try it, stick at it, and see what happens. Now, this attitude has meant that I've had to deal with a lot of this. Failure. This is a horrible word. No one likes the sound of this word, but it can actually be a really good thing. And we're going to explore why. So, should we do a science demonstration? Yes. Well, I've got to do something because it took me quite a while to carry all these things on stage. So, you might have seen this one on the internet. I've got some mints. I've got some cola. I'm going to put the mints in the cola. We're going to get an enormous plume. So sorry about that front row. I'm just going to make sure that my mints are actually coming out. But we've got some audience participation, so I'm going to need a really big countdown. Is everybody ready? Yes? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh dear. That's a bit embarrassing. I actually really like it in my demonstrations when I'm trialing them at home when they don't work the first time round, because it means that I can learn, I can make them better, and I can improve them, because that would be really embarrassing if it happened on stage with hundreds of people watching you. So that's okay, we're going to use this opportunity to grow. So I've actually got the picture up here of me with a mechanical model of an ear, which had a stick that you hit it with to represent the sound. Of course, it broke on stage, but because I'd had a hand in helping to make it, it meant that I knew how to fix it. So even with hundreds of people watching me, I could make it work, and the show went on. So let's use science to make this better. I studied material science at university, so one of my favourite parts of my job is when I get to use things I actually learned to make my demonstrations better. So the first thing that we should look at is the mint that we put in here. In fact, you might have heard of this experiment as Mentos and Coke. It's okay, they're not coming out. Not mint humbugs and Coke, which is a classic sweet. This is because what's happening in here is the soda has loads of carbon dioxide squashed into it. It's put in there under huge amounts of pressure, and it doesn't want to stay there. It wants to escape. We all know this. If we've ever jostled them around in our bag on the way home and opened it, you have a bit of an unfortunate accident. And I'm hoping that won't happen to anyone in the front row, so we'll see. But it wants to escape. But the bubbles need somewhere to start forming. We call these nucleation sites. So that could be anything. It could be scratches on a glass, it could be specks of dust, it could even be the coating of a sugary snack. So mint humbugs, they're quite smooth, they're quite hard. There aren't many places for those bubbles to form. But Mentos, on the other hand, have over 40 microscopic coatings of sugar. There are loads of nucleation sites, so the bubbles can form really well. Now, so we can improve the mints. I think we can improve something else, though, but I'm going to need a volunteer for this one, an adult volunteer. I see lots of adults. You're going to have to put your hands up for this one. I know those adults. Adults that I know, put your hands down. Right, anyone else? Anyone else? I know you as well. This is terrible. I have too many friends. Oh, would you like to come up? Fantastic. Give them a big round of applause. Super. Now, you're going to have to go round this way. Yeah, keep clapping for them whilst they come up so they don't feel awkward. Excellent. Okay. Hello, hello. And what's your name?
Annalisa.
Annalisa. Everyone say hello, Annalisa. Are you feeling nervous?
No.
Good, good. This is good. I've inspired some confidence. Okay, audience, I'm now going to ask you a question. You're going to have to shout the answer out, so you're prepared. Audience, what is in this jar? Air. Good. No one said nothing. There is air in this jar, Annalisa. So this is your jar, and this is your jug. So what I want you to do is pour water into the jar through that hole that I've pointed at. Excellent. So fill it right up more, quite quickly. Excellent. So now the air is being replaced with the water. You can, let's spill it over the top a bit. Yes, perfect. Super. Now, here is your cardboard. Dip it into the water. Yes, nice and wet. Very wet. Good. Right. Now I want you to get hold of your jar. Maybe hold it like that. It's a bit easier. Yeah. Put the card on top like this. Yeah. Press it down. Lift it up. Turn it over. Keep hold of the card, and stay like that. Because I'm going to do my jar. Here we go. Water in the hole, splash it all over the stage. Sorry about that. Okay. And I'm going to get this back here. Now, lift it up high, make sure it's still over the jug. And we're going to slowly take our bottom hand away. Ooh. Very good. So the air pressure in the room is enough to hold this card onto the jar. So then I'm just going to knock off the card and the water falls out. So knock off the card. What did you do? Did you put the water in? Okay, you put the water in.
I did.
Okay, so tip it slightly sideways. Okay, so it is coming out. Excellent. It's going to take a little while, isn't it? But there are definitely some holes there. So if you turn it over so we can see the top. Yes. What's the difference between yours and mine?
Yours is a big hole.
Yes, mine is, and yours has?
Little holes.
Little holes. Okay, fantastic. Give Annalise a huge round of applause. Well done, well done. And you can take a seat. You're right, there was a difference. This one has very small holes, and this one has a great big hole. So this trick uses something called surface tension. Annalisa is not actually, she's not actually got superpowers, sadly. Sorry about that. Or maybe you do, but you're just, hiding from everybody. But it uses surface tension. And that's because water actually really likes to stick to itself. It doesn't really like to stick to the air around it. So at the surface, all the molecules will be pulling down, and it behaves like there's a thin elastic film on the top. This makes it very difficult for it to pass through the little holes like this, but it also means it's difficult for bubbles to form. So we need to use a liquid that has a low surface tension. Luckily, diet soda, it has less sugar in it, it's not sticky, so that will be better, and it also has sweetness in it, which lower the surface tension further. So now with our very best ingredients, I think we should bring on the paddling pool. So I've got a couple of people who are going to bring on the paddling pool. You should give them a round of applause as they come on. And I'm not quite satisfied with just using the best ingredients. I also have a little innovation that I've made, because a really important part of my job is to make things as spectacular as possible. So what I've done is I've actually drilled a really little hole inside here, and I'm going to just get a second bit of protection for the floor, and thankfully no one's sitting in the front row, so hopefully this will go okay. So I've drilled a really little hole in this lid. I'm hoping that'll help us build up some pressure. And we'll get a bit of a bigger jet. It can't be too big, because there's a lot of expensive equipment in this room. But if I get a few humans wet, it can't be the end of the world. So I've got a levelling device, very scientific. And with all of these changes, we're going to see if maybe we can make it, maybe my height, possibly if we're very lucky. So for the final experiment, I'm going to need another big countdown when everybody is ready. Okay. Is everybody ready? Yes. 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Natasha Simons!